Welcome back. It's your girl, Lady J. This is What Talent Podcast. I have a special guest here today. His name is DJ. He's born and raised in South Side of Atlanta. He has a lot of things going on in his life. He likes to stay active, like flag football, driving trucks, skating, and modeling. He do YouTube videos from time to time and love to travel. He love to see and meet new faces, but most of all, he all about energy and love and need good energy around him. Welcome, DJ. I don't even call you that.
I know, right? It's kind of like a older thing. We go back, so
Yeah, go back like 4 flats.
for sure, all the way back.
So what's new with you? What's going on? It's been a long time.
It has been a while. I mean, it's pretty much just everything that you just said in the bio. Like I try to stay active. Coming out of high school, playing football was pretty much my life. That was it. That's all I knew. So when I got that scholarship, I went to Kansas City for a year. Shout out to my Chiefs. I know we lost in the Super Bowl. We ain't gonna talk about that too much. Yeah, it was real bad. But I'm still gonna rock with them. But yeah, coming back off of that, came back home and got into truck driving. And like I said, I just wanted to be active for real. So modeling came around. I like clothes. So trying to start a clothing brand. Look out for that soon.
Okay.
You kind of like inspired me to do that at one point.
I did?
Yeah,
Oh.
you did. I still got some of your merch now.
Okay.
We ain't gonna talk about that.
I did clothes, but I let that go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I let that go.
But yeah, think about getting like some clothes, some street clothes. So we'll see. But yeah, just staying active.
So where you be modeling at?
No, I really don't. I have I'm wanting to support black-owned brands. So I go to Atlanta Streetwear Market. That's how I started off. Going there and just trying to communicate with a lot of different brands that were there. It's mostly like in-state brands. You got some of them that from out of town, like surrounding states and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Now some of them will travel from like New York, Philly, but yeah, I just went there, talked to a couple of them. So when I model, it's mostly me just communicating with them, going to some of their shoots, having a couple of shoots, posting on like my page, tagging them, tagging their brand and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I just met a couple people. I'm not like all the way into it to where like it's like a financial thing, but it's more of like I'm looking out for them, they're looking out for me. I'm getting publicity off of it, getting my name out there, and they're using like my image and stuff for their brand. So it's kind of like that, but black on all the way.
Okay. I saw on my Facebook a memory of you. I don't know what y'all status are, but you and your
X.
yeah, oh, okay. Your
That's
ex.
what we must be talking about.
Okay. I saw y'all cuz y'all did a photo shoot for me.
We did.
And then I saw y'all on there. So, what made you get into flag football? Cuz you was done with football for a minute.
I was. I love the game. Pretty much simple as that.
Mhm.
When I got out of it, back in college, when I left college in Kansas City, came back down here to go to Georgia State, got tied up with my credits and stuff, so that's what kind of like led me off the field.
Mhm.
But so I gave it up for about 3 years, 4 years. That's around the time I had my relationship, met her. Kind of just focused on that and driving trucks and stuff, really getting like a good solid source of income. I was still young at the time, early 20s. So when I got out of that, I had one of my old teammates from high school. His name was Justin. Call him Jay. He reached out to me. He was playing flag football. Told me like, if you're still trying to play, still want to stay active, like come join my team. I play for GE now. So it's a 5-star sports league. That's the name of the league. But I play for Georgia Elite.
Okay.
I've been doing that for maybe like 3 years now. I love my team. That's my home.
Okay.
For sure.
Now, most of y'all don't know. I'm gonna call you Dajuan. I'm not.
Call me what you want, Jay.
I'm gonna call you Dajuan. I'm not calling you no DJ.
DJ is for short, okay?
I'm not.
She knows me by Dajuan.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Dajuan hit me up and he said he want to talk about relationships. So, what is it that you want to talk about in particular about relationships?
I mean, really just it in whole, like standards,
Mm-hmm.
what people look for, what people don't realize. when they're dealing with a partner, whether it's an old or a new partner.
Mhm.
Just realizing that everybody's different. I feel like a lot of people come into a relationship feeling entitled, having like certain like boundaries and stuff, which is okay. But you also have to realize the way that you were raised might not be the way that your partner was raised or the person that you're trying to pursue or that's trying to pursue you. So realizing that and really getting to know a person, I feel like eliminates a lot of that stress.
So, what do you feel like is something that I saw that you posted? What is it like a deal breaker for a relationship for you?
Oh yeah, I seen a post on social media. Somebody put it in a note saying like, "What's a deal breaker?" I feel like, I mean, just off the top of my head, there's a couple where I had to like really think about it. But off the top of my head, the one that I put, bad hygiene. Um, I'm not saying that you have to be the cleanest of the cleanest person, which I would love that. But I know I have my times where there's clothes on the floor and but bad hygiene meaning like just take care of yourself.
Mhm.
Like it's always looked at, or I would say it's always good just when people can see you and you just look put together. Maybe not all the time, but so that's just like something on me. Like I try to stay getting my hair did and stuff. A lot of people, that's one thing that kind of irks me. Like I've had my locks for 10 years.
Okay.
Okay. So I know it's going to be people that have locks and everybody handles their locks differently, but I don't like looking at a set of locks and they're not put together. Now, don't get me wrong, going a month, 2 months sometimes, not getting your hair did, that's fine. But I mean, I'll be looking at people, Jayla, and it look like ain't nobody touched their head in years. Like it's a drought up there. Like what we doing? We're not doing that. Come
So,
on.
what do you say to people that's Rastafarian?
To each his own. I mean, it ain't something that I would do,. But if you just going with the flow and not having anything up. Like I feel like a hair is part of you. Like a hair is part of my energy.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So I don't let everybody touch my hair
Mhm.
because it's like I feel like it does hold energy. So with that being said, I'm gonna want to me personally, I want to maintain it. Like I want to make sure that I'm feeding it nutrients like in my head. Like I don't know. Like for me, if I go too long without anything in my head start itching. I don't know about everybody else, but like when I start doing this too much, like nah, like I
It's
need
time to get it
I
done.
need something, some oil, some castor oil, something, Jamaica, something. Something gotta happen.
So, what was something that you learned since you saying everybody got to respect people boundaries? What is something you learned from your last relationship
God.
that you're now? What I don't know if your relationship status is now, but
I'm
you know,
single now.
what would you say you learned from that situation?
Um, a lot. I learned so much from that relationship. Like that relationship lasted 7 years. One thing I would say this. I'm like I'm a realistic person. Like I believe in holding everybody accountable, even myself.
Mhm.
So when I got with her, I was 20, 21. I'll admit now, as a 29-year-old black man, I was stupid.
Okay.
Like stupid. Like made stupid decisions. I feel like some part of us is stupid at that age, period. Because we haven't been through a lot.
Mhm.
You know, stupid being a strong word, but you get what I'm saying. Like we haven't been through enough in life to really understand, especially when it comes to relationships. So I know I wasn't coming out of high school. I'm not gonna say her name, but I was talking to somebody in high school. Had a nice little relationship with her. When I got to college, me and her went to two different colleges. Long story short, she ended up leaving me, getting with somebody else, got pregnant. I was hurt down there because she was. I looked at her like, like that was like the puppy love stage
Mhm.
that early. So it kind of like really messed my head up. I was down there with no family, no job, no car, no nothing. All I had to talk was her. Um, so when I lost that, I'm in a room. I can't even really like decompress to myself because I'm in a dorm room with two other guys. I really don't have like nowhere to go to myself to really like handle my emotions. So it kind of like toughened me, it battle hardened me for real at
Mhm.
that age. Made me feel like if she could do that to me, anybody can. So
Mm.
kind of was to myself for a while. Came back down here when I got to Georgia State. That's when I met my ex of 7 years. And when I met her, I'll admit now that I wasn't the best version of myself that I should have been.
Okay.
Meaning, I came into it damaged, knowing that I didn't really like to trust for real because of my past relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So at first, she showed me real like innocent vibes, like like she was a good woman. But she didn't want to give me the time of day. Even like her roommate had to talk her into talking to me.
Mm-hmm.
So she gave me a chance, but I didn't take her serious for real. At least not at first. Cause like I said, I feel like you got to really show me, and I feel like that takes time. So at first, I wasn't taking her serious, and after a while, I kind of just got into the habit of not taking her serious. It got to 2 months, 5 months, 6, 7 months that we had been talking, and I'm still for some reason not taking her serious.
Mm-hmm.
After a year of me texting other women and stuff, I won't say meeting up with them. I wasn't doing that, but texting them, flirting, all of that, while still trying to engage in a relationship with her. Once she found out, it was a wrap. Like
It
a,
went downhill from there.
a switch flipped in her
Because
to
she probably
where
felt like she couldn't trust you.
I look in the camera and say this: once you lose a woman's trust, I don't care what you do. I don't care what type of version of a man that you're trying to become. I don't care what type of new image that you set for yourself. You're not getting that same trust back. You might get some trust back. You might get a version, but that version that you had, that raw, uncut version that you had at first of trust, it's gone. Like you're not getting that back. So
So what do you feel like right now? What you look for?
in a relationship,
Yeah, in a relationship for you to know, like, yeah, this is solid, or this was something I would want to pursue. Are you just enjoying yourself right now?
part of me, to be honest, is still in a healing process. Not saying that relationship ended a year and a half ago.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not gonna say I'm not over it, but I will say that um, it'll be unwise for me to say that some part of me is still not healing from that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I can move on and I could talk to someone else, and I don't have to let my past relationship or my past emotions from that interfere with anything I'm trying to do new.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I'm also at a place where I value me more than anything. So it's not that I don't want a partner, but I do want to make sure that I am the best version of myself when I do meet someone. And I'm admitting right now that I'm still working on certain versions of me. Like it's still certain I'm not where I want to be yet.
But why are you putting so much pressure on yourself? You literally just turned 29.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's natural for me to put a lot of pressure on myself because I put a lot of weight on my own shoulders. It's not like nobody else does it, but it's just something that I do because I expect a lot out of myself. I look at myself as a king, and if I'm going to look at myself as a king, not only do I need to treat myself and act like a king, but a king I normally is going to want a queen, and if I'm going to want that, like I said, I have to be able to have that type of energy to where I'm going to put that out there.
So let me ask you this question. As far as your definition of king and queen,
Mm-hmm.
who is your reference points? Like, who is somebody you feel like is like, or in your life that said, I like how he treat this woman, or this stand up guy, or who do you look for up to?
My mom, she's 100% a queen to me. That is the one. Like I look at that woman like she is almost Jesus herself. Like she raised me by herself.
Mm-hmm.
So just a small backstory. I didn't have a dad growing up. Me and my dad don't really have a good
But you named
relationship
after them.
right now.
You not?
Named after my dad. My dad's name is Daryl.
You said what?
My dad's name is Daryl. Daryl Martin. I'm sorry, I mean to dox him like that. But yes, yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, put him out there. But his name is Daryl. I'm Dajuan, so it's a difference. be a little different. But
Yeah, that sidebar. That just saved y'all because I have this theory where like a lot of um men name their children after them and do terrible by them.
mm.
So in my mind, I said when I have my first child, there will never be a junior.
In my mind, period. Even before knowing that, I'm never going to give my child my name. I'm never going to make a junior, and that's just my preference, and that's because I want my child to have their own separate identity. I don't want you to be known after me, named after me. Whatever legacy I leave or legacy I don't leave, whatever mistakes I make, it's now looked at you because you have the same. No, never. I want you to be your own man or woman.
Hmm.
So that's how that's gonna be.
But I hear you say your mom, and that's a great person to look up to. But he also needs a male to look up for. So,
A male, I will. I'll say this. I did have a male version of that, and God rest his soul. His name was Otis Hicks. He wasn't even a family member, like a part of the family. He was just, but he was family to us. He was just somebody that we treated as family. He
mm-hmm,
did everything for my mom. He did everything for me. Like nights where, like I said, my dad wasn't there. He played that dad role.
mm-hmm,
Now, don't get me wrong. Him, and my mom never like, but he was just always there. Like for example, my mom worked at night. I still in school. She would go work. He would come over, stay, watch me, eat, got me food, whatever I needed. Like he was literally, and he was always nice, like to everybody. He never was violent, no matter what anybody said to him. He was just the nicest person. He literally climbed trees and cut trees down for a living. He was still doing this at 67 years old. Did nothing but drink water. Didn't do no, didn't drink alcohol. Didn't smoke. Didn't do nothing. I feel like to me he was just the most purest version of like selflessness,
okay.
and to me that was a version of a king to me. Like I want to be selfless like him. I want to be able to help people, even when I feel like they might not want help. If I can help, I feel like that makes the world go around. It's already enough violence out here in this world.
I hear what you're saying, but I also need you to see that you also need grace for yourself. You can't be too hard on yourself. You're only 29. You don't know everything about yourself just yet because you're still learning. You're changing every day, and it might be someone that come along and bring out a different version of you that you haven't met. So don't be so
True.
hard on yourself when it come down to like, cause I've known you from high school,
Mm-hmm.
and you always it seemed like a perfectionist type of vibe or whatever. You can't be hard on yourself.
For sure.
You got to go with the flow in a certain situations. You can't be too hard because when it comes down to relationships, I believe that you're gonna grow from it and you're gonna learn from it, and either you take the good from it or you take the bad from it. And once you learn from it, you got to be able to say, hey, this next relationship I'm finna get in, of course you're gonna still have them same old feelings that you had from the past relationship. But that's not the same relationship. That's not the same person that you're in a relationship with.
Mm-hmm.
You can't go in there saying like, hey, XYZ did this to me. Are you gonna do the same to me?
Exactly.
Is it really gonna be a healthy relationship if you got that in the back of your mind?
That's not.
So
You're not healed yet.
so that's why I understand that you're healing, but at the same time, you might be in a way of blocking yourself from whatever, whoever that is, that's probably there for you already, and you just not ready for it because you feel like,
I'm not there yet.
yeah.
Gotcha.
And meanwhile, you probably there yet. You just don't want to take the chance because you really, truthfully, you're not fully over.
See, look, here you go. I knew that was coming.
You're not, cause
I'm gonna say this. This is what I'm gonna say, cause I'm telling you, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna be completely transparent. When you say I'm fully over, this is what I got to say to that. I love that woman.
mm-hmm,
Like I have love for her.
mm-hmm,
Always will.
mm-hmm.
Like never talk bad on her name. That woman is like she's tremendous. She deserves nothing but the best, even if it's not for me.
Okay.
But there was at one point where I couldn't see her. I couldn't see my life without her. I couldn't see her talking to nobody else. I'd have been bitter. I might have said like, "Oh yeah, I'm happy for you," but then behind closed doors, I'm. But I ain't gonna say too recently, but recently when I found out that she was talking to other, it didn't bother me the way I thought it was going to.
Okay.
Like I can literally, that's when you know. I feel like when you're over a person, when you genuinely want what's best for them, no matter what it is, even if it is another person. Like you literally just want them to be happy.
Okay.
Because it's one thing to say it, but there's another thing to feel a little different, a little something when you realize something that you might not like that they're doing. You know what I'm saying? So to actually say it, and then no matter what it is that they're doing, you're okay with it. Even if she's like, oh, yeah, I'm moving to Germany with my new, yeah, it's like okay, I might not want to hear it, but honestly, I am happy that you're happy, and I am. So
Okay.
so I would say that.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm always gonna have love for it though, for sure.
I mean, that was a 7 year long relationship.
Hmm.
Um, I think being that I knew something about it or whatever, it does take time to heal from it. I just hope that whatever new relationship you get into is the relationship that you want it to be and in the direction that you would like it to be. Like it's nothing. Of course, y'all gonna have relationship problems, but that person is gonna be the person for you because you're a relationship type guy.
Hmm.
You're not. All my male friends are relationship type
I
guy.
mean,
That's crazy.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm trying to like this whole year and a half that's been going by. I've transitioned out of that. Cause like you gotta think about it, when I got into a relationship with her, I was 20, 21.
Mm-hmm.
We've been in a relationship ever since. Well, it's up until a year and a half ago. So my entire 20s was not me partying by myself, doing singles. I was in a house with her, like getting my first apartment, going through that whole stage, leaving our first apartment, getting our first, we got our first house at like 23, 24 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I was with her when she signed it. Been in the house for 3 years. Got a dog, two cats. I never made a family, but
That was your problem right there. And them two cats. Abort.
oh my God, here you go.
I do not like cats.
I
Oh my
understand.
goodness.
Cats are definitely an acquired taste, but I'd rather have wanted animals instead of kids right away. Because
Mm-hmm.
me and her like to travel, so we wanted to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't care what you say, cats are cleaner than dogs. That's all
You
I'm gonna
said
say.
that. You said they're what?
Cats are cleaner than dogs.
I mean, they clean after themselves. I don't. The It's not about the cleaning part. They
To
just
me, it
sneaky.
was.
They sneaky. That's why I don't like cats. They sneaky. Um. Of course, give your time to heal. Give yourself time to heal, and that's what I was trying to tell my best friend. I told him, I said, when y'all like to get in these relationships back to back and y'all don't really give yourself the time to heal, y'all need to heal. Like when I say heal, go out and enjoy yourself by yourself. Don't have to worry about nothing else but you. You ain't gotta, depend on nobody else. But I know that you said one of your deal breakers is hygiene.
Mm-hmm.
So when it come down to my deal breaker, I was gonna say kids is my deal breaker, but I was like, maybe one I could deal with one, and it got to be at least 10.
I got a question for you.
What's that?
Why is it that? Why is having more than one kid a deal breaker for you?
Because I want kids myself.
Right.
So I want kids, and I really want to be the one to give you your first kids.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be the one that's giving your second, your third, fourth. It's not. It's just like when you first have a kid, it's not the same once you have your second kid because you've been there, did that.
Right.
But cause I said one because that means you did one time and you tried it, it didn't work or whatever. But if you got two, that means you was really trying to be in this relationship and it just didn't work at all. But you still want to be in a relationship because you still decided to make it more children. So if it don't work, you tried it one time, that's it. But if you got multiple kids, you really wanted to be in this relationship. You really was thinking about building a family.
Or maybe when they had the first kid, everything was still good. And then they had the second one, and then that's when everything went to.
That's my point. That's what I'm saying. Like, you really wanted to make more kids. You really, like, this is your person.
Right.
So if you got one kid, you was like, it ain't work after this one.
I feel you.
But I prefer no kids.
I mean, I do too. I'm not even gonna lie See, I can't.
Like that's just me.
I ain't got no kids. I definitely want it to be where I'm building my family with my other partner, and
Mhm.
that's our family.
Mhm.
That whole baby dad stuff.
See, I think it'd be easier for the baby dad side versus the baby mama side.
Why you say that?
Cause
You think it's easier for the
if you
baby
was a
dads out there
yeah,
versus the baby moms?
yeah. Because think about it like this, right?
Okay.
When a baby mama is a child's mother, I don't want to call them baby mama. Child's mother is over the baby dad. Ain't nothing gonna happen. The baby daddy, if he not over, he gonna try to keep tapping it. Like, perfect example is I can't even give you a good example, but I do know if you was to be a baby daddy and you had a baby mama and y'all break up, y'all had y'all baby or whatever, and you still feeling her, you feel like you still got access to her. You gave her first child. You did all that. You got a girlfriend on the side. You not trying to do the same things you do with her, cause you gonna be hitting up your baby mama like, what my son doing, just on something like, let me come see my son. Meanwhile, you really trying to get in with your baby mama. Trust me, I don't trust baby daddies or baby mamas, cause some of them are.
I feel you. I don't either though.
Some of
So
them you gotta watch them.
we could definitely agree there. Like I don't. Even when they be telling me, "Oh yeah, like I hate his guts." Yeah, I bet you do. I bet you do. No, I'm not. Yeah, I try to stay away from that too. I don't want to say it's a deal breaker though. I just.
That's why I said I wouldn't say it's a necessary deal breaker, but I do know it's like on the line, like almost like
I'll tell you a deal breaker for me. Communication. Bro, I'm so big on that.
okay.
That's number one for me. You got to be able to communicate. I hate when I'm dealing with a woman and let's say she has a problem with something,
Mhm.
and instead of communicating what your problem is, you just like shut down.
But what if she don't know how to communicate?
Then we can work on that. But that has to be a work in progress. But it can't be you shut down on me and
Never come back to the conversation.
we're never going to get anywhere. You get what I'm saying? Like I don't.
Do you?
I'm real big on. I just I want I expect I want and expect the same thing that I would do.
Okay.
So if I have a problem with something that my woman is doing, I'm gonna tell you. I'm not gonna sit here with an attitude, and that's what females do. No offense, but like
Please
that's.
stop saying female.
I'm sorry.
That what women do. That what
That's
ladies do.
that's what women do. That's what women do.
Thank
But
you.
like that's emotional. Like leave the emotions to the women. Us as guys, like we can be emotional, but it can't be like that. Like we gotta be able to control our emotions a little bit more. I feel like than women.
I mean, okay. Women are emotional. Yes.
Hmm.
Men can be emotionally intelligent
For
when they
sure.
have a conversation with their significant other.
Hmm.
So whenever you have a conversation with somebody, why not just be like, "Hey, I see you shutting down on me. You know, I don't know if you feel comfortable enough to communicate with me, but I'm here for you." You see how I just communicated that? That could go a long way versus like, man, what the fuck? Why you shutting down on me? Like,
Right.
why you not telling me what's wrong with me? You over here fucking pissed off. You ain't telling me what the fuck wrong with you.
It's definitely how
I'm
you
definitely gonna
communicate.
shut down if you gonna do all that.
Exactly.
Versus, I'm here for you. Like, I know you probably going through something. I don't know what exactly it is, but I'm here for you whenever you're ready to talk.
It's
There's a
definitely
different way of communicating.
right.
So,
It's definitely a way, a good way and a bad way to
hmm
communicate.
so you got to
That.
specify when you say communication,
Yeah.
because you got to be able to effectively communicate to a person that can understand exactly what's going on.
But see, and I'll do that. But on the receiving end of that, you
Hmm.
also have to be reciprocative of it. I hope I said that word right. You have to be receiving of it. Is what I'm trying to say.
Uh-huh.
Like I can't come at you like, hey, I see you shutting down on me. I don't feel like that's gonna get us anywhere. I understand that that's probably like a mechanism that you're probably used to. Like it's probably like your comfort zone to just shut down. But I'm here for you. Let's not do that. We gotta work on getting out of that.
Hmm.
Working on new habits. I could say that, but if you just hear me and going one end out the other, and you say you're gonna work on it, but then you're still resorting to the same thing because you're just trying to diffuse what I said, You get what I'm saying? Like it literally has to be a work in progress. When I say work in progress, I'm not saying that to be fixed today, but I mean that today, tomorrow has to be better than today was. That's all I'm saying.
So
We gotta work, make progress every day.
you ever thought about this way, because people can still shut down. And then I saw you talking about boundaries and stuff earlier. Um, when it come down to people boundaries, you have to learn that person. Whoever you decide to date or whatever, you got to learn what their boundaries are.
Right.
If you see that person is like already not receiving what you're saying, that was not the moment for you to have that conversation, because they're not in the right mind space to have that conversation with you. Of course, you want to let it off your chest. You want to, hey, this is bothering me, X, Y, Z. But you thinking about you at that moment. Emotional intelligence would have been like, okay, cool, this not the moment right now. I'm gonna give you your space, and then boom. But we're gonna talk about this later.
For sure.
And in a way that she'll be like, she got to give her time to receive, or give her time to decompress, whatever she got going on. And then you could have communicated with her. And then if she's not receiving in at that point what you're saying, and then that's another way you could look at it, like, this ain't for me, because I waited, I gave you time to process what you're going through, and you still not receiving what I'm saying to you, and I'm trying to look out in the good intentions for you. Then that's when you could recognize it, like, nah, this ain't it.
Yeah.
That's the way you could think about it. But
But
we'll be talking about relationships all day.
I mean, we really can. I'm not gonna lie, and that's one thing that I feel like. Cause I was gonna ask you, like, what do you feel like? Cause this is a very good question to ask. Like, what do you feel like, as yourself,
Mhm.
you could do better
Mhm.
in a relationship? Like, what do you feel like you struggle with? And for me, it's literally what you just said. I can effectively communicate,
Mhm.
um, but I do have trouble sometimes giving that person that time
Mhm.
to themselves to be like to calm down, or like you said, decompress, or just wait until it's actually the right time to talk about it. Because me, I'm Mr. Fix It.
Mhm.
Like, if we got a problem, I'm trying to fix it right now. I'm not trying to go to bed mad. I'm not trying to leave this restaurant mad. We're
Mhm.
not even finna leave this table. I don't even want the check. Let's fix it right here, and then we can leave and be happy. But I got to work on that, because
Mhm.
it's not always like that.
Mhm.
That's more of like how I'm envisioning it. And like I said, when you're in a relationship, it takes two. So it can't just be how I feel. That person might not be ready, and that's something that I know I got to work on.
Yes, you have to, because, like I said, you got to give yourself grace, and you got to give other people grace.
Hmm.
This life is already hard as it is, and y'all two trying to build something as one, and y'all going at each other. That's not building nothing together. So if you can build, you can talk to that person, and that person understand you. Y'all can move mountains.
For sure.
But
I
we
want
could.
that one day. Need that one day.
I mean, you.
Yeah.
I don't know about now, because the dating scene
It's
is
man,
terrible. I can tell you that.
it's horrible pretty much everywhere. I be at this point. I just gonna be by myself. I don't know.
Hey, it's cheaper. I'll tell you that, it's cheaper. Yeah.
Man, you just said it. That one right there. It's so much, and man, that's a top. That's don't get me started on that topic about
Yeah, we ain't got that
man. Yeah, exactly.
long.
But men spend so much money dating. Like you can't. Women can date this person, this person, this person, and it won't really affect her pockets that much. For a guy, if you're being an actual a good guy, like you're being a gentleman as you should, or you were raised right,
Mm-hmm.
meaning that you're gonna pay for this person for the most part. Like I'm not saying it's teachers on when it comes to a first date and who's paying for what, and teachers on when it comes to that. That's the whole conversation. But over time, if you're dating somebody, I would expect that at least every now and then you're going to be like pulling out your wallet, to at least pay for that person too. It costs. That's the moral story I'm trying to get at.
Basically, he's saying reciprocate, ladies. Reciprocate. That's what he's saying. Reciprocate.
If you
He ain't
can,
saying on the
yes.
first date, but he's saying if y'all dating, at least do it once, every once in a while.
I
That what you're
mean,
saying?
I'm saying I'm just no that ain't even necessarily what I'm saying. What I'm saying is just period. It costs more for a guy to date than it does a woman, as it should. But I'm just saying like that's the discrepancy right there. That's why I feel like a lot of guys like if they're dating you, That's it. Like they're gonna be locked in on you. They should be. Was that it?
No.
Oh, when I heard that.
Well, we're gonna have to have him on for another episode to talk about it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Um,
Again.
but I like thank you for coming out,
I,
Dajuan,
yes.
aka DJ. I appreciate you coming out.
Sure.
For y'all, I'd like y'all to like, comment, and subscribe to What Talent Podcast on YouTube. We on all platforms.
Hey, please.
Peace to you. What you got?
Please subscribe to her. Like I've known Jayla my entire life, and she is a phenomenal, intelligent black woman. Please subscribe to what she's doing. She's gonna be moving mountains out here. Please.
I appreciate it. Thank
For
you.
sure.
Thank you. I appreciate it.